The digital production buzz at the 2015 NAB Show is made possible by supporting sponsors. Shutterstock, a global marketplace for royalty-free images and videos. With over 2 million royalty-free HD and 4K video clips, Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. And by One Beyond, leaders in digital video systems for streaming, archive, and storage. Additional sponsors include LarryJordan.com, helping media pros find work, improve their skills, and keep clients happy.
Beaming live from the 2015 NAB Show in Las Vegas. Media, technology, news, insight. Connecting media professionals around the globe. This is the NAB Show BuZZ Live.
And welcome to Day 4 at the 2015 NAB Show. This is our final live broadcast. The show itself closes in less than an hour. But in this show, we have got 3 incredible guests that I can't wait to share with you. But I want to just share this one note from Twitter. Joel Holland, you remember him from yesterday's show talking about video blocks. Joel writes, I had fun chatting with Larry about the new marketplace that we have at the NAB Show BuZZ 15 shows. Those are the kind of guests we've had throughout our entire series of 11 live broadcasts direct from the show floor here at the NAB Show. And wait to hear who we've got today. We're going to start with Kanan Flowers. You know him, a voice that I grow up to have. He's the chief that officer at that studio, and they've released some new products that we want to talk about. But I also want to get Kanan's perspective on what's been going on here at this year's NAB Show. Then a website that you visited, I want to have you see the face behind it. Gordon Burkell is the founder of AOTG, the Art of the Guillotine. He's going to join us to give us his perspectives on what NAB is covering today. And the overall producer of the BuZZ throughout the year is Cirina Catania. She's the perfect person to bat cleanup. We're going to get her reaction on what the trends are that she's going to be covering in the upcoming year. All coming up right after this. This is Larry Jordan. I'd like to introduce you to one of our sponsors, Shutterstock.com. They're a global marketplace for royalty-free images, videos, and music. Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. Whether it's for your website, a publication, an ad, video, or any other type of project, you can choose from over 2 million royalty-free HD, even 4K stock video clips. These include time-lapses, aerials, green screens, and model-released video. Take 25% off your first purchase. Go to Shutterstock.com and use offer code NABBuzz15. That's NABBUZZ15. And if you're attending NAB in person, visit Shutterstock at booth C1727 in the Central Hall. It's all at Shutterstock.com. Our next guest has spent his life searching for a steady job. He is the founder of that studio. He's been a filmmaker, he has been a blogger, he's been an instructor, and now he's shifted gears into developing his own effects. This can only mean Kanan Flowers, Chief That Officer at that studio. Kanan, good to have you with us.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be here.
How would you describe that studio?
Well, that studio is an online collaborative post-production facility. We do post-production and visual effects for a lot of films. We had 6 films in Sundance this year that we did visual effects for.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We have artists, about 50 artists in about 30 countries, and we do an online collaborative workflow. So we're using things like Whipster and Trello and all of these things you may have heard of to live in a post-production world without a facility.
Well, we've talked with the guys from Whipster, but managing a virtual studio can be a challenge in and of itself because you don't have people that you can walk over to and look over their shoulder and say, how's it going?
That's
How
exactly
do you manage that?
Well, we do it with a combination of technology, right? So Whipster is a great thing for internal and external review and approval. We take shots and we put them in Whipster and we show them to our clients and they get to mark them up right there on the screen. It's been a godsend for us. We use Trello, which is a free card-based management system, just like you would take cards and move them around. We use that. And then for real-time communication, because we're not there with each other, we use something called Slack, which is text-based real-time communication. So we have this great way of communicating with everyone all the time, 24 hours a day in all these countries.
Now, in addition to the headaches of running a post-production studio, this wasn't enough pain in your life.
No.
You needed to do something different. Tell me what the latest venture is.
So we needed all of our artists in all of these different places all around the world to have access to the same assets. And because we do a lot of visual effects and a lot of finishing, we needed music, we needed audio atmospheres, we needed different visual effects like smoke and fire and flame and snow and light ramps and speed ramps and all these different things. But we were shipping drives around. And in 1 month, our FedEx, DHL, and UPS bill was about $15,000 sending out drives.
15,000?
Yeah,
That's excessive, don't you think?
I think it's, but we had to because we're constantly moving drives. So we, as a former technologist or recovering technologist, as I say, I thought there's got to be a better way. So we're Premiere Pro users. So we built a Premiere Pro panel that allows all of these assets to live in the cloud. You can preview them as thumbnails, and then when you need one, if you're online, you just drag and drop it into your timeline and it comes off the cloud.
Well, that's wonderful for your artists, but how do the rest of us benefit?
So we realized as we were showing this, we were around clients, and our clients were looking at that and saying, we need that. We need all of our people in the field to have access to the same content. And so this year at NAB, we thought we would release that product to an audience. We thought we'd give it a wide release.
Well, I was just thinking, if you're a visual production house and you want to have everybody have access to the same assets, there's both a public and a private side to that panel.
Yep.
The public side is here's stuff that studio has created, but there's also the private side, which is specific just to that production house. Does the product support both?
Not today, but you know, this is our first product. We launched it 72 hours ago. You know, we're getting a lot of great feedback, and number one with a bullet feature is to allow third-party content into it.
Well, I had a chance. I was over visiting your booth at the Super Meet, and your marketing director did an outstanding job of
amazing.
showcasing the product. Tell me what it is exactly that is in there. What's the offering?
So right now it's 16,000 different visual effects like snow and smoke and fire and all those things at 2.5K and up, and it's atmospheres to put behind your your television or your film to kind of give it that feel, and it's atmospheres, it's like music beds, right? But unlike other companies, we give you all of the music beds, all of the stems, so you can create your own, and it's a royalty-free license for any way that you want to use it. So you can use it in film, you can use it with 1 million viewers. We don't restrict you on the way that we license it because, as remember last year I said, our primary focus is the artist, not their customer. We want you, the artist, to be successful.
Now, are all these 16,000 elements ones that you've created, or are they licensed from other sources?
Right now, every single thing that's in there is something we've created or we own 100% outright. Yep.
That's a lot of work.
Well, as you know, this was a big part of our partnership with Rampant last year. One of the things that Rampant allowed us to do was seed our content library with a tremendous amount of amazing visual effects. And so we took that and we expanded upon it with our own, After Effects and all of these other atmospheres and music and all of these different things. And then we created this panel as well. So it's just been, it's been a fabulous year for us.
So now put your blogger industry pundit hat on for the last 2 or 3 minutes we've got. What's been your key takeaway here at the show?
I am happy, and I think everyone else should be happy. I have seen the most genuinely excited, creative people willing to look at new products, willing to spend money for the first time in, I think, a while. Last year was bleak compared to this year to me.
2 years ago was worse.
Exactly. So this has been, I am more excited about the people and the enthusiasm that people have and just the level of energy that people are bringing to the table, wanting to create new content, wanting to put it on the internet, wanting to engage with software companies and see how everyone can work together. I am seeing software companies cooperate for the first time in a decade. And I'm just blown away by that. I'm so excited.
Is there a particular product that caught your eye, or a couple products that caught your eye?
Well, obviously the Adobe Reveal is near and dear to my heart because we use Adobe products. Obviously the Blackmagic, the very small Blackmagic camera, I'm very excited about that as well.
We ordered 500 of them as soon as they were released. We don't know what we're doing with them, but we're going to have a collection.
That's right. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought I'm mounting that on everything that could ever, and drones. Of course, there was the drone pavilion, so you could imagine one of those tiny Blackmagic cameras on drones. The thing that was the most interesting and simultaneously disturbing thing that I've seen at the show was, did you see the kill room at the red booth?
I did not. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have, the red booth has...
For their new weapon.
Yeah, they have a room where they have 2 bodies on slabs, and a serial killer comes out every hour and actually takes the heart out of these. and you get to watch it through a red camera. And I thought, I don't know if this is good marketing or if it's just there to freak me out, but I'm watching it. I don't know.
All I could remember is the screams coming out of the booth.
Right,
That was
right.
it. I didn't have the courage to go in, but I walked past it.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Where can people go to learn more about the products you offer? And are you still interested in post-production clients, or have you given up that business entirely?
No, we eat our own dog food, so we built a product that we use. So if you want to know more about us, go to That Studio, that's THAT Studio, and everything's there. And I should mention, until the end of this month, normally if you bought all these assets separately, it'd be over $3,000. Until the end of this month, we have an NAB Show special. Our launch special, $249 unlocks everything.
Wow. Now that website is all one word, THAT, thatstudio.com. And Kanan Flowers is the Chief That Officer. Just try to get that through your head. Anyway, it's That Studio. Kanan, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it.
Take care. One Beyond loaned us the video gear we're using to present the BuZZ at NAB. We're using 3 One Beyond StreamCam PTZs for our live cameras and the One Beyond Stream Machine Pro to switch, add titles, encode, stream live, even record the show for later posting. The Stream Machine is portable, the size of a briefcase with a convenient handle, built-in screen, and keyboard. It includes 4 HDSDI inputs, so it's easy to set up anywhere and begin broadcasting. This one unit replaces all the gear used in the traditional switcher, recorder, encoder configuration. Also new at the show, the One Beyond StreamCam Auto Tracker. The Auto Tracker automatically follows a speaker with no camera operator required. One Beyond has a new way to experience a multicam event online. The One Beyond U-Switch player lets the viewer switch between cameras in their browser, live, as they watch. See all of these at onebeyond.com. AOTG.com, which is short for Art of the Guillotine, is a free web tool that allows you to share content that you create or find on the internet with other people that are also interested in media creation and production and editing and other cool stuff. It's the brainchild of Gordon Burkell. He's the founder of Art of the Guillotine. And Gordon, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Why did you start yet another website focused on post-production?
It actually started because I gave a lot of classes in doc editing or various types of editing, and what I found was, the students would always ask me to learn where to learn more, because usually, I would focus on the technology, but then I would get into theories and like montage theory and go into it really deeply. So I actually started just as a paper list. Here's all the websites you can visit, and then that got out of hand, and then it became a HTML website, which was poorly built by myself, and then that got out of hand because you had to scroll forever, and a friend of mine just said, let me turn this into something a little more.
It's always that friend of mine that makes your life suddenly both more interesting and more complex at the same time. So how many, what do you have on the site now?
Well, for submissions, we're just under 60,000.
60,000?
Yeah, blogs, videos, articles, all post-related.
That is too cool.
Yeah.
Do you curate it, or once it's up there, it stays?
Well, the way it works is if you run a blog, you can submit it yourself, and that doesn't get stopped as long as it's post-related. So if you came in and said, here's a camera, we'd have to remove it. Anything that's automated, so we've set up an automation system, so if you have a blog or a podcast, you can actually put it in, and it automatically alerts us, and then we just click a button, and it does it. It updates it. So those ones we curate, because some websites do post, cameras, everything. And so it comes in and we just say, yep, that's good, and it goes up.
Well, I know you've read every single one of those 60,000 posts, and you're ready to take a quiz on it. But what I really want to do is to get your take on what you've seen here at NAB that's caught your attention, knowing that you're wearing a post hat. What have you seen that you like?
I've been pretty busy running around shooting videos, but I really liked Adobe's announcement last week with the new animation tool that sees your face.
The character animator?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was really amazing and excited to play with it, essentially.
We talked with Bill Roberts about that in yesterday's show, and it grew out of Adobe Labs. A guy was playing, and suddenly it caught fire, and now it's in the product.
Wow. I love it when companies create those labs and just let people experiment. So like Google and Adobe, and just because amazing things come out of it.
Okay, so you're a fan of cartoons. We got that clear.
Yeah.
What else caught your eyes? You were dashing around shooting.
You know, it's been pretty crazy. I think the other stuff, like I saw a lot of the Blackmagic stuff, and I really like where they're going with Resolve, as well as getting Fusion onto Mac was kind of a big thing.
Are you doing production yourself back at the office, or are you fully devoted to the website?
I'm fully devoted to the website now, and I've actually brought in, for NAB, we brought in an amazing editor who's been saving our asses all day. So
what are you looking for in what trends are hot on the website?
It's interesting because we have a voting system, so you can vote things up and down and then just choose your popular one. And recently we've been getting a lot of those videos that are sort of essay videos, and those have become really popular. In terms of technology, definitely Blackmagic Design did really well this week in terms of numbers and what people were looking for.
What are your plans for the site? Where are you going to take it in the future?
We just created a discussion section, and it's
a what?
A discussion section.
Discussion. Okay.
And the idea is it's designed so that you can come in and post anything you want, as long as it's post related, and it focuses on I can come in and say, okay, what do you think of this movie's editing, and everyone can start talking about it and throwing ideas around, or you can say, I'm having trouble with this. How do we fix that? And people can help you with the technology. And then what we've done with that is there's a live tool that's built into it so that we can, allow editors or associations in particular, because we work a lot with associations, to have live discussions over the internet and bring in editors or VFX artists to talk.
That's very cool. It sounds like what you're trying to do is to continue reinforcing the sense of community on the web and give people a chance who don't have time or ability to talk to each other to talk to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is that important?
Well, I mean, it's all about what I found was, you could know all the technology, but if you don't know the people, or you don't have the people who can help you fix one of the problems you have, you're not going to get to the next job or to the next level. And it's also just fun. That's like one of the best things about NAB or about any event is you're getting to see your friends that you haven't seen in a while.
Well, that's true. It is very much like old homework. After you start to attend more than one of these, you're always visiting with people you were talking with last year and see what they've been doing that's new that you need to pay attention to. What I guess I want to go back to the Art of the Guillotine. What were you doing before you started it?
I mostly worked in documentary editing, and I would do commercials as well. And then basically I would, at night, occasionally give talks or teach at a local university, and from there, just sort of, that's how the site started.
And you're based where?
Out of Toronto, Canada.
That's why your accent doesn't sound like it's from Texas. I understand now. So with the Art of the Guillotine, the website is divided into which areas? Where would people go to find stuff?
If you land on the page, there's a set of links along the top that are things like TV, which is just videos, resources, and explore. And then underneath our carousel, there's, you can break it down into VFX, editing, sound, color, or animation. Mm-hmm. And then under that, or beside that, is viewing it based on what's popular, viewing it based on what's just recent, and then everything.
And then everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the kitchen sink. For people that want to know more, where can they go on the web to see this website?
AOTG.com.
I wish it wasn't quite that easy. That's AOTG, which stands for Art of the Guillotine. Quickly, where does the guillotine come from? What's the reference?
It's the guillotine splicer for the editors.
A guillotine for digital media?
Well, I like merging the two.
No, but what you have to understand, not everybody's edited film.
Oh, yes.
So it's a film editor. It's the film.
Yeah.
You didn't say that. Now you did. That's where the guillotine comes from. It's called the Art of the Guillotine, meaning the art of editing. Gordon Burkell is the founder of the website AOTG. Gordon, thanks for joining us today. Take care. I've got a ton of brand new training videos showcasing all the new features in Final Cut Pro 10.2, and they're all available today. In fact, we've updated our entire Final Cut training for this release. We added more than 70 new movies covering every major and minor new feature in the software. Then I figured as long as I was recording, I added new techniques and new ways of working that I've discovered and written about in my newsletter over the years. We've updated our workflow and editing training with 31 new movies and effects with 41 new movies. This makes our Final Cut training the most comprehensive, most up-to-date, and most affordable way to learn everything about this amazing software. It's quick, it's easy, and it's complete. I'm proud of all of my training, and especially proud of this one. Get your copy today in our store at larryjordan.com, or even better, become a member of our video training library and get access to all of our training for one low monthly price. Both are incredible values. Thanks. Our next guest is one the BuZZ could not live without. She is the most essential person to all of our operations and has been for the last 8 years since I took over the BuZZ. Her name is Cirina Catania. She's the supervising producer of the digital production BuZZ. She has booked 1,300 guests over the last 8 years, which is just an unimaginable number on a weekly basis. Cirina, how you manage to do it and have no gray hair, I have no understanding. Welcome. Glad to have you.
Larry, we couldn't do it without you. You're the amazing Larry Jordan host.
Well, we will talk about you today. We are not going to talk about me. But first, this is the last live show we're doing at NAB, and you are the last segment on the last live show, and I can't think of a better person to wrap it up than you.
Oh, thank you.
By the way, in case you weren't wondering, you were head of marketing at what studio? Or head of marketing at what studio?
I was senior vice president of worldwide marketing when I left United Artists, and prior to that was with MGM-UA.
And weren't you somewhat involved in Sundance?
Yes, one of the original co-founders.
And don't you have your own production company?
Yeah. How do you know all this about me? Yes, I do. I do.
Have you read your IMDb listing? It runs for 17 pages.
I only think about the BuZZ.
I know, but I think about how talented you are and how lucky we are to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Tell me, there's two things I want to talk with you about. One is I want to get your reactions to what you've seen at NAB that's caught your eye. And two, I want to get a sense of how that's going to reflect itself in the BuZZ going forward.
Okay.
And sort of your sense of what kind of guests we should expect. So let's talk first about what's caught your attention here at the show.
I think you know more about the announcements than I do, because there's been a parade of people in and out of the booth, and it's so big here you can only hit a few things. You know, if I've done maybe a third of the show, that's a good show for me wandering around. I've had a great crew. Justin Thompson and Craig Ratcliffe have been everywhere shooting for me, but I love a lot of the new cameras, some of the technology behind the cameras, the new 12-gig SGI. The new Mini Ursa took everybody by surprise, as well as the micro cameras, which are capable of shooting 3D, which is really interesting. I'll be using some of those to film the Warrior that I'm shooting on one of the documentaries. Isotope is amazing, Larry. What we can do with sound now, and how we can remove swear words, which is often important when you're working with people like me. Or
echoes, which I thought was physically impossible. Yeah. We can use Isotope RX4 to remove echoes in the background noise, hum. It's just, yes. And the other thing it can do is it can create room tone where no room tone exists.
Oh, love that.
So it's just amazing.
Love that, because how many times do you leave a set, you forget to record that 30 seconds of tone?
About 50% of the time.
Right, exactly. And you're a sound guy, so I'm sure you have a very strong background in sound. I bet you're blown away by that.
Oh, it's called RX4. It's by Isotope. We had them. We got to get them on the BuZZ again.
Okay.
So they are good people. What else caught your eye?
Well, I love the morphing application for Premiere. That's really amazing. No more of those jumping heads when you're putting the timeline together.
That was the brainchild of somebody at Adobe Labs. Bill Roberts was telling us about that on the show yesterday. They thought this, and it isn't actually doing optical flow. It's taking actual frames and stitching the frames together to give us a blend to make a jump cut invisible. It is devastating. It's just amazing.
Somebody brought up the idea, however, that might have legal ramifications because you could actually piece together somebody's speech and nobody would know that there were cuts in there. So I hadn't thought about that, and I'm not really worried about it, but it's just something to think about going forward.
The Adobe booth was very worried about it. In fact, they are in discussions with the news networks now to see if they can resolve that issue because it is a very big concern. Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that they had thought about that.
So, okay.
So morphing, the new cameras, Isotope, shot over looked really great. Oh, and in the FreeFly booth, they had an Alexa on a large drone. I don't think that's going to come out until the summer, but that's going to be pretty amazing.
How large is large?
This thing was huge. Humongous, huge. And which is nice because, you think about the drones and we've been able to put the smaller cameras on them, but now we can actually fly the larger film-style cameras. And Brain Farm, the film that they showed during Super Meet, which was awesome, by the way.
Very much so.
Utilized a lot of the larger cameras. I think they were one of the first to fly an Airy on a drone with that amazing slow-motion footage. Or was it a Phantom? Which one was it? I don't remember. But it was gorgeous.
Where's the BuZZ going? What kind of guests are you looking for?
I would love to get more creative people on. We want people from the major studios. We want independents on. I just ran into Marco Solario, who wrote the book about how to outfit your Blackmagic cameras. I've never had him on, so he's going to come on. And, Debbie Price does an amazing job producing this show for NAB with you every year, and there are always people that she cannot get on the show. And so Debbie and I have been colluding behind the scenes to see that we get some of those really incredible people that wanted to be with you live on this show that can't be. So we'll bring them on.
Well, one of the things that we've discovered is doing video at NAB, and this is the first year we've really done it, has been phenomenal. The response has been tremendous, and we're already making plans for what we can do next year to get even more coverage and more video. And my production team and I were talking about it, and they said, we're too tired to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it after we get back to the office. But the BuZZ is definitely going to be growing, and you're a central part of it.
Thank
what
you.
kind of people that see the BuZZ that maybe you don't know about, how can they contact you, and what kind of guests do you want? In other words, if somebody wants to self-volunteer, do you encourage that?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I'm always looking for tips, tricks, things I can't know everything. Neither can you. Neither can anybody here. So always love to get emails. Just write to the BuZZ at catania.us, same name. And give me any story ideas you have, but it would help me if you send me a story idea, if you also give me the contact information for the person you're suggesting, so I don't have to run around the world trying to find people.
They should include their email? They should include their name?
If they know a name and a contact information for somebody they think would be great on the BuZZ, any information they can send me to give me a head start means I'll have that person on the show just that much earlier. Right. The other thing is we have listeners in 183 countries now?
195.
195. Whoa. High five. High five, Larry. Yeah, so those other countries, let's get some people from outside of the European arena, the Asian arena. Maybe there's more people from down under.
First, website for you yourself, your production company.
They can go to www.thecataniagroup.com.
All one word, thecataniagroup.com.
Yes.
We want to get you some more production work.
Thank you.
And for the BuZZ?
Go to digitalproductionbuzz.com.
And the supervising producer for the Digital Production BuZZ is Cirina Catania. Cirina, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Larry. Thanks.
Oh, my goodness. This wraps up 11 live shows direct from the trade show floor at the 2015 NAB Show, more than 10 hours of live programming, plus another 6 hours of recorded programming. That's 16 hours of the latest news, information, technology, and trends direct from the NAB trade show floor. And it's thanks to people like Debbie Price and Cirina Catania that the BuZZ is able to do this. And we are delighted to share both the audio and the video sights and sounds of NAB with you this year. I want to thank our guest for today, Kanan Flowers, Chief That Officer at That Studio, Gordon Burkell, founder of Art of the Guillotine, the inimitable Cirina Catania, supervising producer for the digital production BuZZ. But the BuZZ is more than just guests and me on camera. It takes a whole team of people to make the BuZZ work. And I start with our supervising producer for our NAB special events, which is Debbie Price. She's supported by James Stevens, Patrick Saxon, Tori Hofke, Eileen Kim, Greg Clark, Megan Paulos, Michael Escobedo, Alex Hackworth, Brianna Murphy, Lindsay Lubert, and Josh Kay. An amazing team of people. If you watch these folks work, it is stunning. My name is Larry Jordan. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching the Digital Production BuZZ at the 2015 NAB Show. See you soon.
The BuZZ would like to thank Debbie Price, our event producer, One Beyond for the cameras and video streaming system, Advantage Video Systems for the onstage monitor, and our incredible BuZZ production team for making all of these shows possible.
The Digital Production BuZZ at the 2015 NAB Show was made possible by supporting sponsors. Shutterstock, a global marketplace for royalty-free images and videos. With over 2 million royalty-free HD and 4K video clips, Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. And by One Beyond, leaders in digital video systems for streaming, archive, and storage. Additional sponsors include LarryJordan.com, helping media pros find work, improve their skills, and keep clients happy.